Most people don't fail because they're lazy. They fail because they're busy in the wrong direction. You can work 10 hours a day, stay constantly occupied, and still feel like nothing is really changing. Meanwhile, someone else works fewer hours, but gets better results. What's the difference? It's not effort, it's leverage. And that's exactly what the 80/20th rule helps you understand. The 80/20th rule, also known as the Pareto Principle, suggests that a small portion of your efforts creates the majority of your results. But here's the surprising part. It's rarely exactly 80/20ths. Sometimes it's 90/10ths, sometimes even 95/5ths, which means a tiny fraction of what you do is responsible for almost everything that works. That's why life can feel unfair. One idea outperforms dozens. One decision changes everything. One skill opens multiple doors. The mistake most people make: they treat every task like it matters equally. It doesn't. Busyness has become a status symbol. If your schedule is full, it feels like you're doing something right. But here's the uncomfortable truth. You can be busy and still be ineffective. Think about how your time gets spent: responding to messages, attending meetings you didn't need, tweaking minor details, multitasking constantly. These activities feel productive, but often create very little real impact. This is what we can call productive distraction. It keeps you moving, but not progressing. Most productivity advice focuses on managing time. The 80/20ths rule focuses on managing impact. Instead of asking, how can I fit more into my day? Start asking, which few things actually make a difference? This question changes everything, because once you identify your high-impact actions, your goal is no longer to do more. It's to do less, but better. This is where clarity begins. You don't need complex tools, just honest observation. Step 1. Review your recent efforts. Look at your last few days or weeks. What did you spend most of your time on? Step 2. Identify real results. Which actions actually led to progress? More income, better opportunities, skill improvement, growth in audience or output. Step 3. Spot the pattern. You'll likely notice something surprising. A few specific actions show up again and again. That's your 20%. For example, one type of task generates most of your results. One habit improves your performance significantly. One decision creates long-term impact. These are not just tasks. They are leverage points. Finding your high-impact work is not the hardest part. Sticking to it is, because your brain prefers easy tasks over meaningful ones, urgent tasks over important ones, familiar work over uncomfortable growth. Low-value work is often easier to start and easier to finish. High-impact work, it usually feels challenging, uncertain, and slow at first. That's why people drift back into busyness. Once you know your 20%, the next step is bold, but necessary. You must reduce the rest. Use these 3 filters. 1. Eliminate, remove tasks that add little or no value. Not everything needs optimization. Some things need deletion. 2. Automate, use tools, systems, or routines to handle repetitive work. This frees up mental energy for more important decisions. 3. Delegate. If a task doesn't require your unique thinking, consider passing it on. Your time should be spent where it creates the most impact, not where it's simply needed. Here's the truth most people overlook. Effort is common. Focus is rare. 2 people can work equally hard. One spreads energy across everything. The other concentrates on a few high-impact actions. Over time, the difference becomes massive. The 80/20ths rule is not just about productivity. It's about precision. It helps you decide what deserves your attention, what doesn't, and what you should completely ignore. If you want to apply this immediately, use this one question every morning. If I could only complete 1 or 2 things today, what would create the most progress? Then start there, not after checking messages, not after clearing small tasks. Start with what matters most. That single shift can transform how your days and results look over time. Working smarter isn't about shortcuts. It's about alignment, aligning your time, energy, and attention with what actually moves your life forward. The 80/20ths rule is simple, but not easy. It asks you to think differently, choose deliberately, and let go of what doesn't matter. But if you apply it consistently, the payoff is powerful. Less stress, better results, more control over your time, and ultimately, a smarter way to work and live.